because Asian guys are not favorable in the United States. Even sometimes Asian girls don't want to date Asian guys.
Here are the 7 reasons why you should date Zimbabwe.
When somebody wants to chase somebody else, what that means is that they are getting validation because they can't have this person.
And if he's really this type of guy, he probably don't have an issue with women.
And then you actually get to know that person because you've been chasing them for so long.
After many years and hard work, those Chinese guys finally settle in the United States. To find somebody who want to come from China to the United States, maybe a 20-year-old, something like college girl.
Hey guys, welcome back to More to Life. Before I get into this video, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Also, click the notification bell to make sure you get on my videos as soon as I release them. All right, guys, I got one for you today. You already know what it is. Let's hop right into it. Let's take a look at this one. Here's why you should date a Zimbabwean. Let's see. And I'm gonna start doing my research on Africa. There's so many countries in Africa. I haven't explored that continent yet. So yeah. I'm going to do my research and I'm going to go out there, see some things about Africa. Of course, I'm going with Kay because I'm married already. I'm not going for me. I'll be going for you guys. But let's see what this is about.
Here are the 7 reasons why you should date Zimbabwean.
All right. Now, as you see, guys, right away, you see where the thickness across the world comes from. I had to pause it right there. And guys are definitely going to want to see what that's about. But always remember, guys, modern women everywhere. So everything is a case-by-case basis. So keep that in mind.
Zimbabwe is a teapot-shaped country in the southern part of Africa. It has a beautiful landscape and a lot of amazing things to see. One of these things is the women. You'd be in for a life-changing experience dating a Zimbabwean woman. Their stunning physique, just as stunning and unique is the landscape, so is a Zimbabwean woman. The women are beautiful and have outstanding figures. For those who like women shaped like Coca-Cola bottle, you can...
Yeah, so... I'm not going to go too much on watching all these women here. Of course, I'm married. They're going to be like, hey, what you doing? No, I'm joking. She ain't doing that. But anyway, guys, definitely, I don't know about Zimbabwe, but from what she's showing, I'm sure there's a lot better than that. Sometimes when you see things online, same thing about the Philippines, right? In Thailand, everything. Like, the things you see online, when you go to these countries, you're like, wow, better than I thought, right? Like, guys will say to me, oh, there's not thick women in the Philippines, right? Most guys think that, but they're not here. And don't be wrong, they're right somewhat because they're not thick all over the place. But when I'm out here, man, they got them. Every country has them. Every country has the woman that you want. So definitely Africa is going to have it. If you guys like the aesthetic, that thick aesthetic, or even the slim girl, right? You find the most slim girls, you find them light skinned, you find people that look like me there. So Africa is one of them places, and I think it's always a plus to go to the motherland. But forget just that, right? Travel around, go see everywhere. Because I'm saying once again, you never know where the woman is for you. So make sure you keep exploring.
Guys like having something to chase.
And if you continue to buy into this school of thought, you will be single and alone for a lot longer than you'd like to be.
Facts.
Or you'll be in one of the relationships that you've ever been in, and here's why. When somebody wants to chase somebody else, what that means is that they are getting validation because they can't have this person. They want something that's unattainable. They want somebody that's saying no to them, which to them means challenge accepted. And the imbalance of power creates a really unhealthy dynamic between the two of them. It's completely inauthentic. Instead of just being yourself.
Is she hanging upside down? Am I tripping? If she's hanging upside down and talking like this, I don't think she is. I think maybe she flipped it somehow. That's really impressive. I wouldn't doubt it, though. You can't doubt people these days, right? Let me keep going. I just had to say that, guys.
And expressing yourself and saying how you feel and seeing if somebody else is picking up what you're putting down. You're playing a game. You are now gamifying dating because what? It makes you feel chosen. It makes you feel good that someone's chasing after you. And oh, God, I'm not going to make it so easy for
Challenge accepted.
them. It also creates a thrill. It's not a sustainable measure because guess what? Eventually, one of the two people is going to have to get caught while the other person then has to stop chasing. And what do you think is going to happen when that day comes?
And that's what happens, right? Guys go through that. They chase the girl. Then they catch him and drop him. Girls that do that for too long usually get caught and dropped, right? And that's why if a guy is even going to stay around and deal with a woman, you can't sweat him, man.
Because you need to understand that half of the people on this planet, 50% of all people alive, are females. So that woman you think is so special, that one you really want, she's so special, she ain't special, bro. She ain't special. Get that out your head straight away. Because The more special you think she is, the more you're going to be talking to her. She ain't special. She takes in the morning like everyone else.
Like, I see the show where the guys, I said, it seems like the guys are from UK. And every time a girl comes in, she's bad. The guys, they turn into the fans, right? Oh, kissing their hands. Oh my. And it's like, I'm looking at these guys like, doesn't get woman. Doesn't get woman. You know why I was always able to get the baddies sometimes guys can't get? I didn't care. I treated them like a regular person.
This type of guy doesn't chase women, and I'll tell you why. Number one, if he's really this type of guy, he probably don't have an issue with women. That's number one. Number two, when a man is secure and he's confident, and he's good being by himself, I think a lot of people try to fill up the space because they don't like being alone. This type of guy don't struggle with being alone.
They're either going to get bored with it or they'll move on because the idea of the other person and the fantasy and how sexy it was running after them is a lot hotter than actually getting it in person. And then you actually get to know that person because you've been chasing them for so long, you've created this idea about them. And then when they finally get you, what do you think happens? Why do you think all of a sudden there's a fizzle, or they start to date somebody else, or they start to pull away, or they're not as interested anymore because they were never chasing you, or they're chasing the feeling that they got by chasing you?
Don't want a man that needs someone, who just doesn't like being alone, so they'll take anybody just to fill in the space.
Instead, here's a crazy concept. Have open and honest, direct communication. Work on your start healing your traumas and core wounds that are causing you to feel like the only person you're willing to give effort to is somebody that is chasing you.
Now, there are some things which are ironclad beneficial when it comes to getting females. You can be yourself and be a confident version of yourself as opposed to a meek version of yourself. Confidence is always attractive. Men were built to lead. Like we said earlier, men were built for combat. So confidence is something you need. Everyone already knows it.
If you want a connection with somebody that is built on honesty and trust and vulnerability and connection and having that ride or die, that person that is always going to be by your side, that you really truly feels gets you, then it doesn't start by playing a game. It starts when you are open, honest, and you show up as the person that you are so badly trying to attract into your life.
So true, so true. But, you know, when you have young girls, obviously you see that girl was young. She had to be in her early 20s, right? So she's just starting to jump on the carousel right now. She's just starting. And it's going to be a long road, sweetheart. Like the other video I reacted to in the other video, right? The woman says, you know, you girls do this. And you do this in your 20s and into your 30s. And then in your 30s, you want to get that guy, but he's getting the woman in her 20s. It's crazy. But anyway, let's hop on to the next video.
It is the same thing. Let me rephrase myself. So the Chinese passport bro I mentioned are the ones who immigrate from China to United States. Not just immigrate at a really young age, then come here for like college or come here for work. And in case anybody did not know it, immigration from China to United States is really hard. It would take like decades for you to get a green card if you're Chinese. So, you know, after many years and hard work, those Chinese guys finally settle in the United States and have a steady job and have a house and probably even have a green card, but then find themselves at the bottom of the chain in the dating system in the United States because Asian guys are not favorable in the United States. Even sometimes Asian girls don't want to date Asian guys. So sometimes it is very hard for those people, especially Chinese guys, to find a suitable wife. And also because the amount of work then spent and the amount of time then spent on immigration to the United States, it is really hard and painful journey. So a lot of Chinese guys who think, oh my God, I spent so many time and work in order to come to the United States. I have green card. I deserve better. I need some like 20 something young, perky, beautiful girl to marry me. I don't want something like same as my age. I want something better because I have green card, but then cannot get it in the United States. So what they do is then took their green card back to China and to find somebody who want to come from China to the United States, maybe a 20-year-old something like college girl, and then use their green card to allure those Chinese girl and marry them in China and then later on bring them back to the United States. So the concept is literally same as the passport bro with the white dude with passport bro, and it's like a mutual benefit. Like some Chinese girl in China want to come to United States but then don't find a way, and then will think, you know, those Chinese bro would be their best chances. You know, we have the same culture, it will be easier to communicate, we'll live together, so you know it's not hard as communication with other races people. And Chinese passport bros then come back to China with them. If they have a green card, it actually will make them easier to find a relationship, especially a younger and more attractive one compared to the Chinese guy who still live in the China. So yeah, the concept essentially is the same. I hope this helps.
It helped me a lot, right? I kind of figured that, but so they're leaving. This was happening in China, right? China is going through hardships because of the one-child policy. So many guys there, right? So these guys jumped up, found a way, took their time, kept working, right? took many years to get their U.S. green card, came to U.S., got their green card, then went back to China, avoided Shengye. Anybody knows what Shengye is? I reacted to it months ago.
3 levels of leftover women in Chinese. Level 1, 剩女 means leftover woman over 30, not married. Level 2, 圣斗士 means leftover warrior over 35, not married. Level 3, 必胜客 means unescapable leftover woman over 40, not married.
So that's Shengye, right? So they avoid Shengye. They avoid that and get the top-notch girls that are young, when they got it established. Of course, you hear U.S., these guys will bring them back, and these girls are coming back, and they most likely probably not getting caught up in the agenda that's back in the West, right? Because they're taken care of, their needs are provided for, because you guys come out here and build themselves up. So, not here, I'm in the Philippines. They come out to U.S. and build themselves up. But makes sense, right? That's kind of why I showed Africa in the beginning. Same thing men can do, right? I say as men, go do and be with whoever you want. If you want to go to a Spanish country, you want to go to Asian country, that's all fine, right? I have myself a Filipino wife, but you guys can do the same thing. You have to think about it. It's just, that's the same. It is the same thing as Passport Bros, but you want to keep it in your race? Go to Africa. So many different selections. All you have to do is not fall into the 90-day fiance trap, right? The one we keep talking about, where the guy allows bad behavior. Of course, you can allow bad behavior from women in the U.S., women from overseas, from anywhere. So I think it's a good thing. Actually, I would love to interview a Chinese passport bro, which probably would never do it because, those guys are just on their grind and very secretive. And I get it. Not everybody wants to be in front of the camera, right? But it's still, if I can get something off, even if I don't record it, just to even talk about the experience after, right? Where I don't show their face. Also, if any of you guys out there reach out to me, I'll be sure not to show your face. I do that on my Black Filipino channel. I would love to tell your story though. So I would tell your story, don't put your name on it. And I want to hear that experience and how you did it, what you did, how you maneuvered to find your wife. Did you go through family, whatever? I'm sure a lot of guys do that, but I still want to know. I'm curious, right? Because this is what I talk about all the time. I want to know how guys are operating around the world. And yeah, I really appreciate that. But I support this, man. I support this. It's showing, you see, these guys couldn't get the woman before in China because they were from there. Then they went and made themselves a part of the U.S. They go back to the man. Same thing with passport bros, right? And then women bash guys. Oh, you guy with the bare belly. And these guys getting divorced, and I see them, a lot of them in the Philippines. They go to the Philippines or go somewhere else, change their whole life. They're desired. How are you gonna hate on that? And then you'll say, "Oh, I don't want them anyway. You're fat, so let them leave." I don't understand what the beef is. But anyway, guys, you already know it's an issue. Somebody switched off the brain. Time to switch it back on, but let them know there's more to life than dealing with you.